Ever watch these day in the life or morning routine videos and feel this subtle sense of inadequacy? Like, why can't I keep it all together when you see all of these moms cleaning their homes and cooking these elaborate meals? Well, today I'm going to be taking you through a real homemaking day where the laundry is piled up, dinner is very simple, my baby is crying because he's teething, and I had to film the rest of the video the next day because at the end of the night, I was over it. So come along with me today. We are also going to be discussing some of the lies that mothers are sold on the internet. We're starting off today in a very messy bedroom. As you can see, there's laundry, the bed looks crazy, and honestly, it's because I've been neglectful. I was PMSing and all I wanted to do was rest. So I would walk out of the bedroom, close the door, and pretend like my room didn't exist. We're going to fix that. I want you to know that sometimes life is like this. Sometimes your house looks crazy. Sometimes you don't want to clean. And I want you to know that it is okay to have those moments. It is okay to allow yourself to be calm and to be still. That does not show a lack of value. That just shows that you're human. And I actually wanted to talk about a video that came across my feed this week. So I came across a video that was how I wake up at 4 a.m. every day without feeling tired. And immediately I'm like, okay. So she starts the video by saying that she gets up at 4 a.m. every day. She has three small children and she doesn't feel tired even though she's getting up multiple times throughout the night with them. Immediately I'm like, okay, like you're lying to us. Like there's no way either you're not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning or those children are not waking up multiple times at night. This type of rhetoric that we see in a lot of these types of videos where these moms are getting up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, they're having their workout, they're doing all of these things. This is harmful content, in my opinion, because this leads to feelings of inadequacy in motherhood. Either a mom is going to see this and say, there's no way I can do this and feel inadequate, or a mom is going to try it, be tired by noon, feel like she's crashing every day, and then still feel inadequate because the mom she sees on YouTube or TikTok or what have you are able to do this. So I continued watching the video and it started to click. She is selling a $200 course. Something about retraining your brain to be able to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Firstly, I want to say that 4 o'clock in the morning is still the nighttime. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. If someone calls me at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna be like, who's in jail? Okay, 4 o'clock is the nighttime. Second of all, I totally get it. A lot of us would love to be able to get up before our kids, but this type of content is preying on vulnerable mothers that want and desire to be able to do these things, but they're just not in the season of life to where they can. When your kids are little and they're waking up multiple times at night and you're getting up maybe at 1, maybe at 2:30, maybe at 3, and then she's telling you, but you should also still get up and start your day at 4, that is preying on the vulnerabilities of motherhood. They create the problem, and that being you don't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you have no time for yourself. And then they sell you the solution with the course or the product that they want you to buy that they are then going to get a kickback from. Never once in her video did she say, the trick to this is go to bed when your kids go to bed or go to bed earlier. The actual practical tips that are going to make it possible for you to be able to do this. Your brain needs sleep. You cannot function without sleep. No amount of brain training or retraining or whatever she was selling is going to allow you to be able to do this when you are getting up multiple times at night with your children. It doesn't make sense. Our bodies are not wired like that. The reality of it is you are just a mom. You are just tired because you are getting up multiple times a night. You are getting broken sleep. You are not getting quality of sleep. You are not failing because your day doesn't start before the sun rises with a green smoothie and a perfectly curated workout. You're just a tired mom. And that is normal. When your kids start to sleep through the night, yes, at that point, you can get those early mornings in if you want to. But right now, it's not lazy. Being productive and getting up early doesn't prove your worth. Your worth is inherent. And I want you to hear that. And I want you to know that if you're struggling. Something that you could do in place of getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning is give the baby to their dad. I do this almost every morning. When I get up, I feed the baby, I change his diaper, and I give him to his dad. And even if it's for just 10 minutes, right? Early in the morning, his dad and him, they have their little bonding time, and mom gets 10 minutes. I sip my coffee, and I just enjoy those 10 minutes. And maybe that isn't super realistic for you. Maybe you can't do it in the morning, but maybe when dad comes home from work, you give him maybe 10, 15 minutes to unwind, say hi to the kids, use the restroom, grab a snack, and then you say, okay, dad, take the kids. I'm going to go and have some quiet time in the room. Find other times that you can in your day have a little bit of you time that isn't going to leave you feeling drained and inadequate.
It's okay. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay.
Maybe you take that time and you go take a nice shower. You say, I'm taking a 20-minute shower. I'm taking an everything shower right now. I'm washing my hair. I'm shaving my legs. I'm putting the deep conditioner in. I'm going to take a 20-minute everything shower. If you're no longer nursing, and it's after 5, maybe you just pour a little glass of wine. I'm not saying be an alcoholic by any means, but sip a glass of wine in peace. Scroll on your phone. Just take just a little bit of time each day for yourself, and that goes a long way. So when you're seeing these moms and they're spouting off this, I get up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm so productive and all of these things, productivity does not display who you are as a person, your value, or your worth. There's only 3 things that I want you to do every day, okay? And they're really, really simple things. Are you ready? I want you to love on your babies. There's a clip in here. I don't know if we passed it yet. I have to put the clips in. That's real life. But there's a clip in here where my baby's teething and I was cleaning the room. And you know what I had to do? I had to stop and I had to nurse him and I had to love on him because he needed me. So love on your babies. Second thing I want you to do is I want you to tidy your home. As you can see, sometimes that falls to the wayside if you're looking at my house, but do a few little tasks. Reset the kids' toys, wipe down the counters, throw the dishes in the dishwasher. It doesn't have to be extravagant or elaborate. You just got to do a few things just to keep everything at bay. And very lastly, I want you to make sure that there are meals. They do not have to be from scratch. I love cooking from scratch. I actually just wrote a blog post. I'll link it down below on why you should cook from scratch. But if that's not where you're at right now, pop a pizza in the oven and call it good enough. Okay? But make sure that everyone is fed.
Not gonna lie, my kid he's supposed to be napping. I hear him. Oh, Jesus. Okay. He has just been like so clingy all day. Like he won't let me put him down. It's been so hard to do everything. And I'm just like, Lord help me. Lord help me today. And like, if you can see, I have this like big boulder on my face. Aunt Flo is about to make her ugly appearance, but let's get dinner done while he's napping and get it together. He's not crying, he's just like making noises, so he'll put himself to sleep, but Jesus help me.
God is not going to say, And I know in the Bible it says give God your first fruits, but maybe your first fruits isn't in the morning, right? Like your first fruits are they're in the afternoon, or they're when your husband comes home. Don't allow people to then use Christianity as well as a way to push you to do these things that are unrealistic. And in my opinion, it's quite gross to bring up Christianity when you're trying to sell a $200 course. Again, preying on vulnerable Christian mothers that are just doing their best. I don't like that, and I can promise you around here we will never do that. If I'm selling you something, I'm going to be upfront. For dinner, we made a really simple Korean beef bowl. This is not on the blog yet. I'll write it out in the description. The pictures just turned out really bad because after the day I had when my kid was just screaming at me, I said I'm done. And I tried to take pictures, they just came out really bad. But for the Korean bowl, you're going to start by browning your meat. And you want it to get a nice, deep, dark brown so that it has the Maillard reaction. That gives it that nice salty umami flavor that we're all looking for that they have at restaurants. And then while your meat is browning, you're going to chop up your veggies and mix together your soy sauce, garlic, ginger, and brown sugar. So just remember, as you're watching these videos, I want your spidey senses to start tingling when they start saying things that don't necessarily add up or that start to make you feel bad about yourself. I want you to say, okay, let me hear you out. And maybe they are going to offer practical tips. And if that is the case, good on them. We love that. But if they don't, if they start selling you something that they created, I want you to know that it's probably a lie. They just want your money, and it's okay to turn it off. And then we ended up just serving it over rice. Again, I don't have a video of the completed meal. The pictures are terrible. I'm not going to post them here, but it was delicious. simmering, I went ahead and started unloading the dishwasher. I like to be as efficient as possible because sometimes naps are short. And so I don't want to waste any time. So while the food is simmering, I will just start getting the dishes done. So to kind of wrap up my little rant, I just want you to know that it is not about waking up at 4 a.m. It is not about running yourself ragged, trying to meet impossible standards and expectations that the internet has set for you. No matter what the internet tells you, you do not need to push yourself to the point of exhaustion to be a good mom. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a $200 course. You don't need to hit every mark on your ideal Pinterest board. You just need to be present. You need to love on your babies. You need to feed them. You need to take care of yourself. No one's watching you. That's the beauty. Unless you put yourself on the internet, like I'm doing here. But so just let go of the things that make you feel inadequate. Because perfectionism is not the goal, okay? Especially when they're tiny. You just need to survive. That's all you got to do in the season of life. Survive. It's just a season, it's just a moment, it's a blimp in your existence, and things will get better. There are some days where I throw something in the Instant Pot and I sit down and I don't do anything all day. I might do a little bit of tidying after the baby goes to bed, but that's about it. You saw how my room looked at the beginning of this video. Just remember, you don't need to chase these curated, picture perfect routines being pushed online. Most of them are just designed to sell you something. Do what works for you in your life, not someone else's highlight reel. And as you can see here, I am tasting my food because I think it's really important. Um, if you are coming out with bland food, and again, shameless plug here, I did write a blog post just this week on seasoning your food and how to do it, and different spices for different things, and herbs, and all the things. And I'll have that link down below. But if you are like, oh, my food's a little bland, make sure you're tasting it throughout. Season, layer your seasoning, layer your flavor, and you'll have better food. All right, so washing the dishes is the last thing that I got done. My baby woke up from his nap and he was very sad and he cut a tooth the next day. So I know why he was very sad. He was in pain. So now we're on to the next day and I'm just making the bed and finishing up what I didn't finish last night. There's quite a bit because, again, I didn't get to it. So I just tidied up the living room. I tidied up the kitchen. I washed up the rest of the dishes and cleaned down the counters. And this didn't take that long, actually. I don't try to leave my house completely neglected, so it's clean for the most part. The raw footage took about 13 minutes. So it only took me 13 minutes to do this. So if you need to set a timer, 10 minutes. You might need an additional 3, but if you just set a timer, clean up the spaces, your house will remain relatively clean. guys. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. I really hope this gave you a little bit of peace, or at the very least, helped you feel a bit seen with what's going on in the world. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more real life mom content. And if something I said resonated with you, please drop it in a comment down below. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.